Allah's Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam explained that men messengers come in the house. A Sahabi radiallahu anh, they had small houses. So he said, "Oh Allah's Nabi, but my brother comes," what we call the brother-in-law. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the brother-in-law is death. Death means more harm will come with him entering than somebody else, because he's in and out. We say, how are we going to enjoy Eid? You will get death. There are some times where a man becomes a friend of a pious man because of the turban, because of the kurta, because of the beard. He said, I can trust him. Here you can't trust anyone because shaitan shoots the arrow. When he shot the arrow of Zulaykha's heart towards Yusuf alayhi salam, he can shoot your wife's heart towards the alim of the town also. Many women might think Molana got no desire. So my son is doing hifz by Molana. My husband is too busy, I'll go talk to Molana. Why? Because no parda from Molana. Molana is pious. Many people think Molana's got no desire. So we ask them, you think his children came from dua? He also got a life. This is a life. When the arrow is shot, how many houses have broken? Because there was trust in this issue where you cannot trust. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, the brother-in-law is death. A while ago I had mentioned an incident, some people took inspiration, it's quite lengthy, but the moral is there. It was an incident that happened in one of the Arab lands, and quite lengthy it was, but the crux of the whole thing when it was written down was that this boy, he had to go study. So instead of staying in the university, his mother wrote to her son who was married, just married, that your young brother is coming, I don't want him in the university. What and what happens in the university? So you keep him with you. So he asked one alim, and that sheikh told him that your brother is death for your wife. You cannot keep her in your house. So he wrote to the mother and father from another town, another country. That's what we call, we know Lot. So they started shouting him and said, you don't trust your brother. You got bad thoughts of your brother. So he felt shy. I mean, how can you tell your brother, I think you'll do something with my wife? You don't do. But the hadith never say that. The hadith said, shaitan can shoot the arrow wherever. Finally, the brother was allowed and he stayed in university, he different studies, carried on. How much happened? So it just happened one day, this husband, on his way coming home, he saw one woman screaming on the side of the road in pain. So he stopped, and then he found that she was on the verge of giving birth, so he rushed her to hospital. Then in the hospital he waited for a while to ask the nurses, everything is happening. He even phoned his wife, he said, I'll be late. So when he went to go see the woman and he thought she'll thank him, she started pointing towards him and saying in her own language, she wasn't a woman of the country. She started saying something, so when he asked interpretation, so the doctor says that we asked, it was an Arab land and there was a lot of Islamic law, who's the husband? If there's no husband, it means adultery, and then there will be punishment. So we asked her, who's the father? So she pointed to you. That you are the father. So the man said, I never met this woman. But they said, that's how it is, the law of the countries now, because she said you are the man, and you brought her to the hospital, you must be knowing her. So never mind, we'll just write your name down, and a small investigation will, nothing to worry about, don't worry. But he went home, he was so thereafter they called him to the police station, they sent him for some tests. Now today's time they have what is called blood tests. So what the test they will see immediately. So they called him and they said everything is clear. Then when he was going out, however, the doctor asked for a special meeting with him. So in that meeting the doctor said that I went through your blood results and I picked up that you have a certain sickness that we are trying to work on at the moment. And you are one of those people who suffer with that. So I would like to do more exams on you and look at more things and ask your history. So for a few times he met with this doctor. It happened one day while he was talking with the doctor, his wife phoned. So the wife phoned and she's telling him, or the brother phoned I think. The brother phoned and he telling him that you took the key of the house. And that brother now, he was already almost graduated, they're looking for his wife. So many years had passed. So the doctor who's doing this report, he heard it, so he asked him, oh, you got a brother with you? So then he said to him, okay, can you ask your brother to come also, because I want to see if it's in the family this. So he said, no problem. So he sent the brother. And so they went with test through the brother also. And thereafter, a time came with the doctor, they made a phone call to him. And he said, I want you to come. And when he came now, there was another person to give what is called tasalli, to give an encouraging bayan before the details of the revelation of what we found. So as the doctor is saying it to him, he told the doctor that, I already understood that I am not well from the different tests that went through. So you don't have to worry about this tawakkul on Allah and this and this. I already ready for it. I told my wife I am sick, maybe I'll die, whatever. So the doctor just said to him that it's nothing like that. The only thing is that when I did your tests, I picked up immediately that you cannot have children. Any children. And when I saw in your records you already got 4 children, it opened my eyes. And that's when I called your brother. He just said that, and that man, he went back in shock. 4 children already in that house. So now what happened when he went in shock, the chair slipped. On that slip he hit his head. So he went unconscious. So the person who wrote this report, how he ended it. He said because of the bang on his head, he ended up now unconscious, and thereafter I think he suffered with a mental problem, so he was put in a mad hospital. He said the wife was brought because she was a married woman. So the normal law is that she must either be jailed or she must be killed. So her life is finished. The brother was brought and he was told that you will be killed. You will be lashed. He wasn't the father. He wasn't married also. So he was going to be lashed. This one year be lashed. This one year they were going to decide whether she must be killed, whether she must, whatever must happen. And that man. So the reporter wrote that he said, I always knew the hadith of Allah's Nabi that your brother-in-law will be death for the family. But I never thought it will be like this. 1 man in the hospital, 1 in the jail, 1 in the grave, and 4 children standing with no one around. Don't ever trust in this game.